Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Okay.
Welcome everybody back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. It is NWA Powerr review day, or night, should I say. And of course, that means one thing. I am joined by the remarkable, the amazing, I'm not getting paid to hype her up anymore, Fiona Locker, good evening, and Kat.
And Kat, yeah. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So we may be joined by Fiona's cat during the show, which is absolutely fine. Pets are welcome. We do say don't work with children or pets, but I work with Andy and Dave, so I have to,
Okay.
children and pets. Well, we're going to talk NWA Powerr. What was it called? The Dark Carnival this week.
Dark Carnival, yeah. It was a great show this week.
It was one of those. It was one of the best shows of NWA, certainly of the new season. Probably the best of the new season, actually.
Yeah,
I know we were only sort of 3 episodes in, but it was definitely one that I would recommend you go and check out. If you haven't done already, go on the YouTube, go NWA and search Powerr, and it will be there, and it will be called the Dark Carnival. So please make sure you do that. They are around a month away from Samhain.
Son!
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
See, the homework pays off. You wait, I've got a bigger one later, and I've got to do the Aaron Stevens blunt force trauma, or the way that he says it. There's no pressure. He's not watching. Well, he may watch. I don't know. I'll tag him in it that I've done it, and maybe he'll respond. But anyway, it started off with a women's freeway dance to determine.
Well, can I just stop just before you go that far? Yeah. The opening package?
Oh, of course. Sorry, the opening package.
I know, which was so good. So I tweeted it last night, or I retweeted it last night, or put it on my Instagram last night. The opening segment, the video with Rebellion,
yes,
and Vampiro, and the Brothers of Construction and Violent J. So good, man. I loved it. The whole black and white, dark, and then the colourful, and the rivalry between Vampiro and Jay. It was such a good package. So I just can't not let you talk about that.
And I should have spoken about it because I had it on my notes written down. It was just it's just above the Samhain bit that I'd written down. So I was more focused on that than I was.
I'm like a proud mum right now.
Than I was the cold open. That was tremendous, and we said about this. I think it was maybe even last week. The cold open was also brilliant, and
it was.
Another thing. This is another thing that NWA introducing that is brilliant.
I like it. I like it. It kind of sets the scene for the show. I like
the headlines. They give you a little, like you said, this one was called the Dark Carnival because it was about La Rebellion and the clowns in the main event. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But each and every show now has a meaning. And I like that as well. That's a really good thing. You don't see that. I don't see it at all anymore in wrestling, where they have a meaning for a show or a title for a show. Should I say. So that was really good. But now I'll get to the women's freeway. Ruthie J. Sorry, was it Ruthie J? It was Ruthie J.
Yeah, Ruthie J. Natalia, Markova, and Missa Kate.
Okay, and it was a really good opening women's triple threat match. The winner becomes #1 contender for the women's world championship. Should we say? Really good. Yeah, really good. The chops from Markova were they were hitting the mark, weren't they?
Just a bit. Just a bit.
They were going off. Markova's chops were really going off on this. But it was actually Ruthie J that picked up the pin. I don't know how to say this word, because there was a double kick that Ruthie J and Markova done in the nether regions, shall we say. I had it written down as something else, but I don't think it'd appreciate it.
Yeah, was it the C punt words?
No, I'm going to say I called it the pussy kick.
I call it the see you next Tuesday punt.
Oh, there you go. Well, mine was probably a bit more welcome on the show than that. However, they done that. They come down, and there was a big frog splash by Ruthie J that got the win. I've not seen much of Ruthie J, so I don't know. But they all impressed me in this match. But it will be a very good contest for the women.
Yeah, absolutely. I not gonna lie, I am glad that Markova didn't win.
Yeah, she's had a lot of shots.
Her, but she's had multiple chances against Camille for the belt and wasn't successful. So for me, to see someone else get that shot Obviously, it's not against Camille now. It's against Kenzie, so it's a totally different competition. But for me, I kind of feel like Markova's had her shot, and she needs to try and come from a different angle or do something else. So to see Ruthie J win that was really good for me last night.
Yeah, I was hoping there would be a different winner than Markova, to be honest, because you say she's had multiple shots, I think, at Camille. So it was good to see someone refreshing come in, and now Kenzie's got an opponent, I'm guessing, for Samhain in the next few weeks. Now, I must say, really good opening. Again, the matches, they never cease to amaze me. They're always really good, especially the women. We've talked about, we've waxed lyrical over the women's matches.
They're always so hard hitting. They're just from the get-go. There's never really any downtime in the matches, so to speak. They seem to just be straight off the bat, straight in, and they just go for it. I think maybe the time limit that quite a few of them, or most of them, have. They don't all have the 6:05, but they've all got quite short. They're all quite short matches, and I think that works for me personally. That works for me. I like the shorter matches, with a fair amount going on, but I like the hard hitting style.
Yes, I'm very much a strong style fan of wrestling myself. So it was a very good match. I loved it. Oh, but you text me today and you said, I've now liked the entrances.
Yeah, I don't know. This week they clicked. The jury's been out for me, and I said that last week. I wasn't sure. This week they clicked, and I finally. I'm not a gamer. I missed a whole chunk of wrestling back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s as well. I've finally seen what everyone else is seeing, with a whole kind of game vibe to it, almost like the Street Fighter kind of vibe to it. I like it now. I was kind of like, last night I was sitting watching it going, do you know what? This is actually quite good.
It was.
Just took a while, that's all.
Just took an extra week compared to me. I liked it from last week. You liked it this week. So we'll go away. But the entrances are great. I like the entrances. They're, as I say, very computer gamey, which is very good for me. Backstage, it was Jamie Stanley and EC3. Quite a weird, odd pairing backstage to have this interview.
Yeah, it was a bit of it was almost like, right, I want to talk to you and I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jamie Stanley kind of was just like, Sam was asking about why Alonso and Colby, they've got a match.
Yeah,
they've got a match coming up. Didn't actually see. Is it at Samhain? I'm not sure.
They didn't announce when, but they did say they've got. So I'm assuming this is for the title.
Yeah. So I think Jamie nailed his colours to the wall in that tag match last week though. So he was very much in Alonso's corner for that, as opposed to Colby's. So that could be interesting. We might see a wee departure potentially of Colby from Jamie Stanley.
We could do.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, we've got a couple, potentially a month to find out, depending on when the shot is. But then EC3 kept going on about how he was defending it here, there, and everywhere on Mars, and then he mentioned that he was going to put the title on the line against Jay Bradley next week. That's
a bit of a random one for me. Obviously, we saw the fixers last week with no Jay Bradley, and the fact that he's got Jay next week, I'm kind of like, it's an interesting one for me. A little bit kind of left field, a little bit out the blue. I'll watch that one with interest.
It will be. I think the only thing for me that, not saying it's a negative, but the only criticism I have of these type matches is because the title match has already been announced for Samhain. We've been saying this quite a lot on like the AEW and WWE shows, like when they've announced a title match and they announce another match, say for the title, or for like these open challenges and stuff. Yeah, they don't really go into, if the champion loses, this happened. The only company that does that is Impact, and they've done that, and they say, if they do this, it's then the triple threat, and if someone wins it, that's that. So we're all kind of expecting EC3 to retain next week.
Did he, I can't actually remember though, was it a title match that's on the line? Was that the title that's on the line next week, or is it just a singles match? It
was initially announced a single match, and then EC3 said, I put the title on the line. In that interview, he said he was going to put the title on the line against Jay Bradley.
Okay. So, well, we'll wait and see. I just feel that Jay, it's not that I dislike Jay, I just feel it's a bit left field and a bit out there. But
it is.
There you go. Good luck to him.
Yeah, exactly that. Very good luck against EC3. If you can hear any noise in the background, I have the weather from Scotland. We are monsooning currently.
Oh, don't worry. It's horrific out that way.
Oh, it's horrific out there as well. You did just send it down. Okay, great. It shouldn't be fine, but I am near the window, so if it does, I apologize. they done the Tyrus retirement speech actually next.
Yeah, they replayed that.
Which was quite good actually. I mean, I remember vaguely.
I thought it was a great speech. It's, to me, it came across as very genuine and very, very heartfelt. I'm not Tyrus's biggest fan.
No.
I was not disappointed when he lost the belt. I'm very much a champ should be defending, should be traveling, and Tyrus really was neither of those. He had a couple of defenses in the whole time that he had it, but not nearly enough for me to be happy about it. But I genuinely thought his speech was really heartfelt. It was really nice. It was heartwarming. And it was probably quite good that they've replayed it again. So it was actually, I was kind of like, you know what, it was a wee feel good moment for me in the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a nice speech, and he just basically thanks everyone he's going to miss for competing. Did put over EC3 at the start, and then
absolutely.
Yeah, and in fact, who's the guy that does the interviews? He's the ring announcer, isn't he? I can't remember his name for the life. Kyle, that's it, Kyle. Yeah, he's
had some great times with Kyle for a long time, and I can't remember what he called. I was trying to remember what he called Kyle at the end, because he's like, "Oh, I'm going to miss you, little." And I can't remember what it said. And it was really funny because for a long time he used to interview Kyle with his hand on Kyle's head.
Yeah, like he did have it on the back of his head, didn't he, on this one? Or
yeah, but he used to just stand at the podium with his hand on poor Kyle's head, and Kyle would just be like, oh.
I do like
it was sweet
during the interviews when he does interview Kyle. I do like his expressions and his mannerisms.
Oh, I think Kyle's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
Kyle, if you're listening and you want to come on the podcast, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you on.
Absolutely. We'll have a blather.
Yes, exactly that. The next match was one of the first times I've seen Zyon in a while against double-barreled Boz.
Yeah, and Zyon with no Austin Idol, which was interesting considering he was Austin's new protege, basically.
It was. They did keep mentioning Austin Idol, but they never said that he was there. One of the things that did make me laugh on this, I don't know if you heard it, is a bit early on. I think they was doing a ref was doing a count. I think Zyon had him up against the rope. You know when they do the 5 count, and I think he took a bit longer to get him off. And one of the fans, you could hear him chant that Ricky Morton was a better ref.
I did hear that. I did hear that.
That was quite. That did make me chuckle this afternoon.
But Ricky Morton doesn't call it down the line.
That is true. Ricky Morton is he's about as straight as a roundabout as a referee. Dodgy ref. Boz did get quite a bit of offense on Zyon, probably more than I expected him to get. However, Zyon then hit a neck breaker into the DDT into the Z clutch, which was their tap out. I did like the neck breaker DDT though.
It looked good. It looked really good.
They have sold it well as well, Boz. Well, obviously, but it was looked very good, that move. But where does Zyon go here? Where does he fit at the moment in this?
I think he's just finding his way just now. I think maybe with a bit more Idol input, you might find him going for a title fairly soon. I genuinely don't know. I'm kind of just watching this one with interest, a little bit intrigued, a little bit not sure. That's one of these kind of ones that's maybe going to be a slow burn.
Maybe he's a big old boy, isn't he? Like
he is. Yeah.
He's kind of really weird because he's quite tall, but he's not like built like a Jax. But he's kind of I don't know how I'd sort of say he's more like I was trying to think of it today. Who he kind of had the look of, but I got it's gone. Whoever it is, I can't remember who it is.
I don't know.
But maybe the early stages of Test before he started. Not necessarily again, but Test was a bit of a bit more bigger build. It wasn't Test though who I was thinking of. Anyway, he's got like there's some size to him, but he's not like a tank as such. But he's kind of in the mini. I'm going to call it mini tank. That's it. That would do, because otherwise I wouldn't get I would never get this program finished otherwise. Violent J was next. Now he was mentioning how obviously Rebelion was in the main event.
I liked his promo.
It was really good.
He comes across as slightly unhinged. Slightly scary. He says he is a member of one of the world's most hated bands, and I'll be holding my hands up. I don't know much about the ICP at all.
No, do I.
But I think it's his makeup. Like his clown makeup is verging on the sinister side for me, I think. Whereas Ruffle and Yabo are genuine kind of proper clowny looks. I think Violent G's quite a sinister looking, but then when he smiles, you're like, oh, that's not so bad. That man has a dark streak to him.
He does, and he was definitely channeling his inner evil doink. The other thing I was going to say, he was talking about pies, and he said that he had Vampiro's mother's pie in his face last night, which was one of those.
Let's just park that one and leave that one for later.
I was like, my God, and like this is really sort of NWA sort of pushing, you know, in a good. You know, listen, it's a good thing. I don't mind that sort of pushing or the lying or the moving of the line, so to speak. It's not. It's good inside as long as there ain't too much of it, and there wasn't on this.
No, it was fine, but it was a really good promo. A really good.
Yeah,
promo.
it was a good promo.
Yeah,
it was indeed. Then we had Mims and Matty, I believe, or Matey. I don't know if it's a Matty.
Maddie.
Maddie.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. She's going to Camille's fighting again next week. Now, I didn't know what was going on with Camille since the titled loss.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So she's got. Is it next week? She's got.
Yes.
Camille?
Yeah. Matt greeting Camille. Yeah.
I'm excited to see Camille wrestle again. See if she's still got a fire in her belly after losing the belt. Yeah. I imagine never having been in a position where I've had a world championship like that, I think it must be quite difficult to come back and have your first match back without it. But I love Maddie. She's been great in M95 with Missa. I've seen her wrestle singles in NWA before. When I was out in Dallas in February, I went to TSW, Texas Style Wrestling, and I got to see her wrestle as one half of Bougie Reality out there at TSW at their tapings. So I really like Maddie. I love the character. Again, you were talking about facial expressions earlier when Mims was talking. I was watching Maddie. I like Mims, but I was watching Maddie's face because she's just she's just so entertaining. I really, really like her.
She was very entertaining. Mims was actually saying that there's going to be a 4-way match soon for the TV title, I believe, which is...
Yeah, so it must be the other, because I'm the other qualifier.
Well, he said it was going to be him. Go on.
Chris Adonis, sorry. Jordan Clearwater and Blake Troop.
Troop, yes.
And that's next week.
Yeah. Well, what a week next week.
It's shaping up because they'd already, so obviously Camille and Maddie as well. And then EC3 and Jay had been announced as well, Jay Bradley. So that's 3 cracking matches for next week's show.
And just an FYI, guys, next week's review will be late because we've got company next week.
Oh yeah, next Wednesday night we
will have company next Wednesday night. You've got company for a bit.
We'll be in each other's company next Wednesday night.
We'll be in each other's
alongside company. Doug and Inside Rachel. The Ropes and Rachel
and Andy
and Mr. Bischoff next weekend
and Eric Bishop. We're going to get to that at the end anyway, so we always get time to make sure we plug everything at the end. But yes, so it was just an FYI. Next week's NWA Powerr will be a bit delayed from our point of view because of that reason. We got to let Eric Bishop come and do his stuff. That's for sure. And we don't have a choice anyway. But we're going to be there. So it's
we will. We'll get it done eventually. We'll be fine. We'll
get it done afterwards. Once Fiona's calmed down of spending 5 days with Eric Bishop, we'll get it done. Latimer was next. Now he did come out wearing the belt. The commentary did say that he had relinquished the belt during the entrance, which you don't see because the entrance is so short. Against the one-up Spectacular's Rush Freeman. Wasn't really long. Freeman did hit Latimer with one of his moves, though, one of his own moves.
He did.
But basically, crossface done.
Crossface, submission, tap out, job done.
He was out the door. It wasn't long. It wasn't really a long match for poor old Rush.
I'm not sure that was the gift that he was really wanting from Rolando, to be honest with you, to be handed to him in a ring.
Don't think so. I don't think so. But a very impressive Thom Latimer, who as we keep rolling on to Samhain, it's very comes across very, very impressive for Latimer this week. We can't really do any more than that because the match was literally as quick as that and it was over.
It was over.
It was literally. Sylvia was next. Now, I found this interesting.
Oh, that's cracked me up. I'm so sorry. I just have to say this. So, obviously, Silvio on trip with Sam Turner. And it was like, Silvio, so not me. And he kept calling her not me. And I've missed me, Valentine. I've missed I missed her at the pay-per-view. No disrespect to Sam, because she's good at what she does, but that just cracked me up. I'm sorry, it made me laugh a lot.
That's fine. He did make an interesting point. Well, not by an interesting point doing this, but he was saying they were talking about, oh, the Savage is finished, and he was saying no, they're stronger than ever because they got rid of Dax.
He called Jax weak. Look what happened to Tim Storm when he called Jax weak.
Well, he said that he had the chance to take a shot at Tim Storm, and he didn't. He was referring to a deer and saying that when he was a kid, when he was 14, he went out with a gun and he shot a deer, and the deer was still alive, so he shot him again because his dad told him to. And Jax had that chance. Yeah.
And didn't do it.
And
then he literally went, Jax Dane is weak.
Yeah.
That, I really just want Jax to go and take his head off for that, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I hope that's setting up a match down the line. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Brave boy is Silvio.
The
thing is, I haven't really seen him wrestle.
No.
Ever. So he's always been a manager or a mouthpiece for somebody or whatever. So we've never really got a chance to see him go at it in the ring one-on-one with someone. It'd be interesting. Very interesting to see. I kind of think Jax might destroy him, but you never know, because obviously we don't know what to expect from Silvio.
We don't. I'm going to imagine Jax isn't very happy.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
We will wait and see. Now, I've been practicing this, but I'm not going to do it till the end, because next was Blunt Force Trauma and Aaron Stevens. He did say something quite funny about Carl. He said he speaks with the emotion of Google Maps, which was quite, I use Google Maps a lot to get me to some shows.
To get maybe, yeah.
And I had to. It did tickle me, probably more than it should have done. Basically, next week, Blunt Force Trauma, I think they're defending their titles next week as well.
Yeah, against Knox and Murdoch. So a 75 rematch.
It is. Yeah, 75 rematch. But he did say, call your daddy, call your mama, but you'll all bow down to the champs. Blunt Force Trauma. How about that?
That's not bad.
That's good. It's taken me 2 weeks.
Bad at all.
Aaron, if you do watch this, apologies for butchering your line.
And on the subject of Aaron, and I did tweet about this last night, Aaron's on the mic is incredible. I love him as a manager right now. He's doing such a good job. On the mic, I think he's really hard to beat. Really, really hard to beat. He's actually one of my favourite things in this current series. I love him. Love him on the mic. I think he's a brilliant manager, and is such a good. It's just the Blunt Force Trauma and Aaron is just such a good combination. I love it.
I mean, I've obviously liked him ever since he was Sandow in WWE, and doing all the stuff that he was doing in there was absolutely fantastic. And him as a manager for these two, Blunt Force Trauma, is absolutely priceless.
He's so good.
What I will promise to everyone, I don't like making promises, but I will do it, is we will try and get him on before Samhain, and we'll have a Blunt Force Trauma off.
You're not going to win. You're not going to win. There's no way. Why are you even suggesting you're going to take him on?
Aaron, I challenge you to a Blunt Force Trauma off on this show. We will try and make it happen before Samhain. It could be the most horrifying things before Samhain. But we need to do it. It's got to be done. So I'm challenging you, Aaron. I'll tag you in this, and I'll even make out I've offered you a challenge, Aaron.
Wow.
It's on.
You're either brave or very silly. I'm not sure what.
Probably the latter of the two. But let's get to main event, which was Rebellion and Magic Inc. with CJ. They was trying to open with a magic trick, which quite funny, because I think it was maybe Mecha Wolf or whoever started off said, "I've got a trick for you. I'm going to shove my foot up your ass."
Yeah, that was Mecha Wolf.
Smothers thing, though, didn't they? Done like a Smothers special with their neck when they went for a thing. Really, I like the tag team from. I did like the way that Magic Inc. was an old school. They was cutting the ring off. from them making the tag. I love old school tag team wrestling. I spoke to Tyrus about this for ages on the podcast about the importance of tag team wrestling and how a real good tag team wrestling match works. And it's about cutting that ring off and the hot tag. Yeah, and they got it in this match in abundance. It was
completely.
It was brilliant. I loved it. And just when you think it couldn't get any better than that, out comes Violent J,
Yabo and Ruffle.
To make it. I think he went and done Vampiro, and there was a lot to do and there was
a lot of interference, and the result was completely not what I was expecting.
And it ended up with a roll up by Magic Inc. and a 1, 2, 3. Magic Inc. pick up the victory over the former tag team champions, Rebelion.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling at Samhain there's going to be some crazy match with these guys.
It's certainly looking like it's headed in that direction, to be honest with you. I would very much doubt that Mecha Will for Bestia or Vampiro are going to let this one go.
I don't think. Can you just imagine what Matt? I mean, they keep saying about how violent this pay-per-view is going to be. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to expect from these two, but I've got to think.
I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not a death matchy sort of person, and I'm not suggesting it would be death matches, but I think it might be quite. I think it's going to be quite violent.
I've just got this weird thing of maybe like a House of Fun match. I don't know. Like House of Horrors type kind of.
Okay. Maybe. No, I can see that. I really don't know. I think they haven't announced a match for them for Samhain, have they?
It's only EC3 and I think is it Latimer.
So that's the only match that they've announced so far. If there's no Rebellion and Brothers of Instruction match at Samhain, they're missing a trick.
Oh, there has to be.
There has to be something. There really has to be something. Or it being Vampiro versus Violent J in a singles match at the very, very least. But no matter what, if the 6 of them are in the ring together, in whatever combination, whether it's singles or tags or 6-man.
6-man has to be.
There's going to be shenanigans and it's going to get wild.
Like I say, I'm going to have to go. I've got to go some sort of House of Fun start match or something like that. They have to do it. They've got to do something with them 3.
Yeah,
has to be a 6-man as well. Hey, why don't you throw Blunt Force Trauma in there for a laugh, and I want to have Stevens game.
That could be
So I should be booking this stuff,
Triple threat for the tag team championships.
Yeah, why not? I should be booking it. See. Hi, Billy. I'm available. That was it. I mean, it was another entertaining episode.
Quickest hour of the week for me, honestly.
4 minutes and 28 seconds.
How many minutes?
44 minutes and 28 seconds.
So it's only 3/4 of an hour. Wow.
It was.
See, this is another reason why I love NWA. I don't have 3 hours to sit and watch a show. Like, I just don't have the time. So just pack all of that into 45 minutes. Why would you not watch it? Why would you not enjoy it? It's hard, it's fast, it's entertaining, and then it's done.
I must have a really sad life because I watch 14 hours of wrestling a week.
Yeah, but then you do a gazillion podcasts. At least I only have to do this a week. So
that is true. I suppose that is true. I do that.
I've got other things that I like to watch.
Yeah, you've got something called a life.
Yeah, so that's debatable.
Wow, more than me, that's for sure. Anyway, while we're finishing up, please, we already know that you've got a certain Eric Bischoff, but continue on that. But have you got anything before?
So I have a show on Saturday night out in Moodiesburn, new venue for us. It's a joint production between Pro Wrestling Scotland and Big Massive Wrestling. Really, really excited for this one. A whole new venue. There's a whole host of people on the show. I've seen the poster. I haven't seen the card for it. There's still tickets available from Pro Wrestling Scotland. I think if you go onto their Facebook page, there's a link. I don't know if it's through Ringside World or not. But we've got that. And then at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, I fly to Ireland with Ollie and Jen. Kenny's gone over on Saturday. He's got something else to do. So Jen and Ollie and I fly over on Sunday, pick up the car, drive from Dublin over to Cork, meet up with Mr. Bischoff and the rest of the team there. Show in Cork on Sunday, back to Dublin on Monday, up to Belfast on Tuesday, over to London on Wednesday to see you and the rest of the team and catch up with Doug as well and have a good catch up. And then on Thursday up to Glasgow for our homecoming show. We love ending the shows in Glasgow. We always do our best to do the tours with the home show in Glasgow. It's just good fun for us. We get to catch up with lots of friends that we don't see very often. Really, really looking forward to it.
Going to be any show with Eric Bischoff on it is going to be great. But inside the ropes, I say this so many times, put on these shows are fantastic. The ones I've been to have never failed to disappoint, and that's not a shameless plug. They really do have a great.
They're great, and if you've never been to a show, just to kind of give you a bit of a background. So obviously we bring the talent over. We do a meet and greet with them, so you can get your general admission tickets just to the show or the VIP tickets. The VIP tickets get you a meet and greet, so it gets you a photograph and an autograph, a little chat with the star, gets you to pick the seats before we open the auditorium to the general audience. Then once that's all done, the general audience will come in, and basically it's a sit down with Kenny for usually about 90 minutes, 2 hours, depending on what happens. It's kind of a career retrospect, so Kenny will sit and have a conversation with whoever it is that we've got. We'll talk about their career, their highlights, things that they want to talk about and things that the fans want to talk about, because we give you the opportunity at the start of the show to scribble down some stuff that you want to know, put it in a bucket. We'll have a wee quick look through them, see what's interesting, see what we've maybe not thought of, and then we'll talk to the stars, the guests, about those things. It's always a good night. No two shows are the same. The show that you get in Cork on Sunday night is not going to be the same as the show that you're going to get in Dublin on the Monday night. So for me, working there and being part of the crew and being on the shows, actually sitting to watch the show every night is like a whole new experience every night. So definitely worth getting yourself along to. As far as I'm aware, Belfast is completely sold out. There's no tickets left for Belfast. So congratulations, Belfast. Thank you for that.
Yeah, Belfast.
There's still general admission tickets and I think some VIP tickets left for everywhere else. If you want to come and see Eric Bischoff, the last remaining tickets are available at itrtix.com. That's itrtix.com, and you'll be able to pick some up there. But please do come and join us. I promise you, you are in for an amazing night.
And I'm telling you, you think the word VIP, you think expensive. They're really not. They're really not expensive, really. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think they're about £70, I think. Yeah. But I could be wrong. Could be either side of that, but it's around about that figure. For what you get so much value for money for these shows. They are tremendous. And probably Kenny's going out there to taste a Guinness, I would have thought.
Potentially, I don't think he's a vodka man, is our
He's
Kenny.
a vodka
so,
man.
Yeah, he's a vodka man. So we'll see.
We'll see.
That, or Kenny just doesn't want to get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the airport. He's got a flight the night before, which is also a very distinct possibility.
I think that's probably right. And by the way, the 229 venue where this Eric Bischoff show in London's going to be at is a fantastic, lovely, intimate setting. I'll go there to watch Rev Pro. It's a wonderful setting. They've got a lovely bar at the back, and it's going to be
a great venue.
Great venue.
There.
It's going to be a great venue and a great show. So we crowned our first turnbuckle champion on Sunday.
I saw.
It was amazing.
Night.
Machine Mike done it. He won the triple threat. I know his opponents for the next show, but I'm not allowed yet to say anything. They have announced one match though for Curtain Call in November. It's going to be the rematch. So there was a bit of controversy in the championship match between Corey McRae and Gene Money. Corey did win and can have a reign of over 1 year. However, The match has now got high stakes now. So I'm just getting the date because I don't want to get the date wrong. Yes, November the 12th. We'll be there. My boy Riley will be making his turnbuckle debut, be attending the show for the first time. But it's going to be Corey McRae and Gene Money again, but the stakes are now higher. If Gene Money does not beat Corey McRae on this occasion, he will never be able to compete in Ignite Wrestling Pro again. He will not step foot inside 96 Shenley Road ever again. So the stakes are high for that. There's also going to be a 4-way match for the breakout division, the tournament. So it's going to be Jackson. Look, you see a little paw. Look at that. That is outstanding, by the way. That's tremendous. We're going to have a fatal 4-way match for the breakout division that will be on there as well. So that will be announced soon. But there's 4 people that have got through to the final of that, and that match will be announced in due course, as will other matches will be announced. But please get down there. They go to Eventbrite, put Ignite, curtain call in. The ticket, they're already half gone. And we've only been 3 days since the show. There was half gone before that match was announced. So I don't know if there's been any more gone since.
Oh, that's exciting.
But they're looking to do well tomorrow or today, because this goes out on, this will be hitting our YouTube channel tomorrow, or Thursday. So Thursday night, we talk to Maven Huffman, who's the former Tough Enough winner, 3-time hardcore champion, and YouTube extraordinaire. He's had his YouTube show 2 months and he's already hit 100,000 viewers.
Wow, that's amazing.
So he's a great guy. I've been talking to him for a couple of weeks now. He's a great guy, easy to do business with, so to speak, is what we both said about each other. Very easy. We've also got now you was at Buckle Up, Fee. You come to Buckle Up, and do you remember the ring announcer, Sunset Skip with the glove?
Yeah.
He's coming on. He's coming on the podcast.
That's brilliant.
Next week, I've also got the rescheduled Act 2 tag team. They're coming on as well. We basically tweeted out the other day that if any promotion or any independent wrestler or any wrestler that's allowed to do podcasts, obviously you don't have to get permission from the company that they work from, and they want to come on, or promoters want to come on just to promote their stuff. We will find a date and a time.
We'll definitely try for you guys. We'll definitely try and get some more of the NWA crew on board as well.
Yes, I would like that. As I say, I have challenged Aaron Stevens though, so that he's going to answer that. No, he doesn't. But we will. I've got to get him on before Samhain to have a blunt force trauma off. We'll call it. So we got more podcasts coming. I don't know. I've done 4 yesterday, which was quite.
You're a busy man.
I'm a busy man. We are busy. We're a busy team. So we got that. We got all the rest of the reviews this week coming up as well. But guys, this has been a really entertaining NWA Powerr review.
Check it out on YouTube.
That was literally you took it out. I say, if you haven't already tried it already, go onto YouTube. Go onto NWA. Search
45 minutes of your life. Honestly, it's worth it. So worth it.
You can do that in your lunch break and still have 15 minutes to eat if you didn't want to do it, if you didn't want to eat while you're doing it. So, guys, just get there and watch it. You'll watch it, and if you like old school style, it's a bit like what we're talking about, these intimate settings, and you don't get any of these long-winded promos either. It is just short promos, medium to long matches, 45 minutes of your life that you will basically enjoy.
Yeah, guaranteed.
To do that, guys. But this has been another Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. She is the remarkable Fiona Lochran. I'm just a wonderful host, Adam Cousins. And until next time, everybody buckle down, stay safe. Good night.